A simple way to talk about it is from a neuroanatomical standpoint, right? From understanding how our brain as an organ works, is to picture the brain as two things, as two parts. There's this part in the front, right? Sometimes called the executive actor, that's making decisions, right? That's doing what we call in our sloppy language, thinking. Right? So that's happening up here, up front, in our prefrontal cortex. And then back here, right, in a second part of the brain, oversimplifying things, but it's helpful because everything I'm saying is true. There are just things that are also true that are more complex than this. There's a second part of the brain back here, right? The limbic brain, or the dinosaur brain, or the reptilian brain, right? The much older brain that is connected to the spinal cord. And that brain does less thinking, right? And does more reacting. That brain is the alarm system. That brain is where the emotions come from. That brain is the one that says, I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm afraid. That's the brain that's in charge when you touch the hot pan and go like this. That whole experience of your life, touching the hot pan, being burned, having the electric impulses go through the arm, into the spinal cord, into the limbic brain responding with the signal to move, all of that happens without talking to the prefrontal cortex, without talking to the thinker. And that's great in that scenario, right? But if I'm always in that place, that's terrible, right? Because this thing is just constantly afraid. It's in constant worry and regret. It's very reactionary. It has a tendency to get really angry. It has a propensity for violent physical action, right? There's a lot of problems with how the lizard solves things. And so we need the thinker to come in and be like, whoa, 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 that's unreasonable. Like, why would that not be a rope? It's not a snake on the ground. We're in a rope factory, man. Like, read the signs, But the limbic brain doesn't do that. So what we need to be healthy, fully actualized human beings is communication between those two parts. And patience is just a fancy way of saying that, right? Because that communication takes time. That communication takes second thinking, like, are you sure? Right? That communication takes the time, right, in a sacred pause of taking 3 breaths to remind ourselves, I'm experiencing strong emotions. It is my practice when I experience strong emotions that I lean towards silence and away from speech. That takes time, right? That takes time. And that's what patience is, right? Patience is just a fancy word for all the ways that we create that space and time for that communication. From a neuroscientific standpoint. Thanks for asking that great question, Brian.